profitable. The first challenge is there was none. And I had to go and buy a Sokoto Gudali, some 50 Sokoto Gudali, and then I now got a bull, 100% Frisian, cross, and the waiting game started because the cow had to take in, it has to wait 9 months for it to calve, and then you start. That is not even the cow that you're going to get the milk out of. It has to be that baby that will next 2 years later will give you the milk. So you are actually eating your life while you are waiting for your business to mature.
Oh dear.
And that I had gone through with all the patience it required. And after some time, I started the production of milk. I started with our local cows were given 2 liters of milk per cow. I was able to say, as of today, I think in the whole of the country, I have the highest average milk yield per cow. I am in the I am not an animal scientist. What I read, what I did is at variance with my course of study in the university. So I had to now start to use professionals. I have, my farm managers had a master's in animal science. My assistant is a graduate of agri-engineering, and I have whole lots of professionals working for me. And when I got to the level that I started to milk, I then went into processing. Thank God, commercial agri-credit scheme came around. I applied after going through all the hurdles that I have to bring a live lion, all these conditions or whatever. I was able to scale through, and I got a support. And I imported all the equipment that will give me fresh milk and processed yogurt. And it's a modern way of processing that you can get in Germany and other developed countries. And so I went through all this gentleman went through. Unfortunately, I didn't have the liver he had, so I succeeded at the end of the day. So after I started production, now the market became a problem. Nobody takes fresh milk. My children, I have to now reconstitute powdered milk for them. But that's the only milk and evaporated milk they know. So even my own children resisted my product. So I knew I was in trouble. And I tried selling fresh milk, and nobody wanted to buy fresh milk. Then I was advised that fermented products goes well, and then I started making yogurt. And then that's how I was able to. And then the yogurt, because it's coming from fresh milk, it was only 2 weeks, it gets bad. I was competing with reconstituted powdered milk that is subsidized in Holland, and the reconstituted powdered milk, a liter, cost 70 naira in Kano market. My own at 120 naira, I was barely breaking even. I couldn't compete. And my competitors were using reconstituted powdered milk. So they were selling a liter at 300 naira, I was selling at 500 naira, nobody was buying. I had to now say, okay, at the short life, because it's a fresh milk, it's 2 weeks, theirs is 1 month. So I had to go back and start buying powdered milk, and then started reducing the fresh milk content so that it will have at least 3 weeks lifespan. Thank God, ShopRite came. I went asking them to come and see what I'm doing. They visited my facility. They said, this is fantastic. They have never seen this. But they currently import fresh milk from South Africa. I said, you don't have to. And they said, can I show that I can close the gap? I said, why not? Now, ShopRite does not import fresh milk from South Africa anymore. And you get to any ShopRite in Nigeria, you see L&Z fresh milk in Ibadan, and it has 7 days lifespan, and I get it from Kano to Ibadan to Lagos. How do I do that? That's why when the Minister of Aviation was talking about incentives of cargo for perishable goods, she was talking of export. I was looking at local markets, because I now take my fresh milk Tuesday today to Kano Airport, put it into IRS. It's in Lagos, 1 o'clock. I have some guys there. They will come with my refrigerated truck in Lagos, carry it, take it to ShopRite, distribute, and then start heading to Ibadan. And it cost me a liter 120 naira to take each liter to Lagos. And now, another challenge is I have to run 24/7 on generator. Because this is not a product that you only produce and you off your light. You have to now take it into a cold room. And then you start producing in the night again for the following day. So these challenges of cold room infrastructure is very important for the dairy industry. Another thing is, thank God now we are even able to we are not producing from our cows what we need. That is, we have gap in the supply. So what we did, we now go to Fulanis around and organize them into cooperatives, and then we now go to the Fulanis to evacuate milk every morning, and then we bring it to the farm, and we now process and we sell. So you can take a Fulani man's yogurt milk from Kano in Lagos, courtesy of our efforts. Another thing is, the thing we have to look at is, I am just coming back from Kenya 2 days ago, and courtesy Agri-Transformation Agenda, they sponsored us. And I was able to see what Kenya has done, and I just hope that, without going into details, that government will study. We don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Correct.
Just see what Kenya has done. They have gone far in dairy industry. And then when we adopt that, I'm sure all problems in dairy industry will be solved. Thank you very much.
This is, thank you very much, MD Abubakar. This is very assuring. Each time I give money to the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, I sometimes wonder, how is he spending all this money? Now I know that he sponsors people to Kenya to go and study how they do things over there. But I think it's a very good story. And again, it shows the element of perseverance and staying with it. Because really, when you talked about starting all the way from being a chauffeur-driven banker, banking was good. It's been good for a long time, I must say. These days, they have private aircraft. That's the only difference. But even in those days, I think it was very, very sweet. To have the courage to leave that, to go into the sector that you've gone into, I think you must be commended and congratulated. You clearly saw the future, because I'm sure, I don't know which new generation bank you were working for, but probably it's no longer in business, or some of them no longer in business. So you saw tomorrow, you moved, quickly, not just quickly, but you had a focus. And we congratulate you for, please give him another round of applause. The man, the journey of the Israelites, more or less, 40 years, but here you are, and I think the country is the better for it. The major issue that I want, two things I get from there. One of them is the issue of infrastructure. I think when we successfully complete the rail transport project and program that is currently underway, as you know, the government has successfully now revived the rail system. It's not perfect yet, but it has started running from Lagos to Kano. And I do think that with the construction effort being made and the progress that Mr. President has directed everybody to really focus at achieving, specifically using Shopee money and all of that to push that sector, I think completing that rail and really making it very functional will help people like yourself in the business that you are in. So again, congratulations. I want to, before I move to my right-hand side, I want to just mention some of the areas of incentive that the government has recently given. I won't give all the details, but just give a few of them. One of them is agricultural machinery and equipment. The duties have been brought down to zero. The cassava value chain clearly is well known. I'm sure the Honorable Minister of Agriculture will have mentioned that in the course of the last 1.5 days. Rice, is equally enjoying some kind of resurgence. I met a gentleman earlier on who said his own business